We are kicking off Wednesday with the early warning weather alert for the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms and maybe even some organized thunderstorms. And when I say that, they could be lining out into a strip. And when we see those lines of thunderstorms, we get concerned with the possibility of them bowing out and producing some very strong winds. So the shoreline would be the most likely area to see any of those organized thunderstorms, while throughout the rest of Connecticut, we'll be looking at those maybe even routine thunderstorms in Litchfield County or northern Connecticut, and potentially some severe thunderstorms for Hartford, Windham, and Tolland County in the northeast. But it is definitely going to be along the shoreline and then into eastern Connecticut that we see the most likely odds of seeing those storms become severe warned. Here's a look at that severe weather threat across the East Coast. So up by Maryland through Cape Cod is where we're seeing that slight category. So for today, that illustrates a bullseye for the most likely area to see those thunderstorms reach those thresholds of 60+ mile-per-hour winds or even 1-inch hail. And you can kind of see that how the Long Island Sound is closer to that bullseye, right? So the farther northwest you go, where we don't have a severe thunderstorm watch in Litchfield County, the less likely we are to see those storms capable of producing some hazardous weather. So we'll be watching that carefully. It is possible throughout most of Connecticut, but it is most likely maybe even offshore today by New Haven. Looking at satellite radar, we are starting to see some thunderstorms popping up across New York and by New Jersey. Across New York City, we'll start to see those thunderstorms. And a best case scenario is we see these thunderstorms pushing offshore, which is not out of the question. But some way, somehow, we are going to see some, at the very least, isolated thunderstorms popping up in Connecticut. And we are actually seeing our first shower that is wandering its way over into Fairfield County. So we should see more of those storms trailing from the north, and eventually we'll see these going down in a southeast direction. But and we could be seeing a new thunderstorm developing across Danbury right now. No strikes of lightning. That is just a shower. That is one of our first probable cumulus clouds that are starting to tower at the moment. But as of right now, we are not seeing any thunderstorms across Connecticut. And the longer that happens, the better our case is going to be for the afternoon of staying away from these thunderstorms. But for now until 3 o'clock, we're expecting isolated behavior in those thunderstorms. So perhaps a shower or routine thunderstorm up in Litchfield County and some potential isolated thunderstorms either side of the I-91 corridor. Then we get to 5 o'clock. You can see how this model is indicating the southeast portion of the state is most likely to see those stronger severe thunderstorms. And also across the shoreline, we should be able to see some thunderstorms at the very least. And while we have a chance in northern Connecticut of seeing those storms, it is most likely in southern Connecticut to begin those thunderstorms. So the cold front is pushing through at this point, 7 o'clock. The air is starting to get more stabilized, and it should be a fairly abrupt end to the severe weather threat that is extended through 8 p.m. And once we get past that, we should be looking at much better weather through the remainder of the evening. Dew points right now, they're not that bad. If you step outside right now, 62-degree dew point, it's not quite as oppressive, and that is great news for the flash flooding threat. It should be isolated. If anything, these thunderstorms aren't quite as juicy as the ones that we saw our previous weekend. Temperatures across the northeast, 81 degrees in Boston, but seeing plenty of 60s and 70s elsewhere. So the parameters really kind of are confined really to southern New England for those thunderstorms. Wind speeds about 5 to 10 miles per hour across state coming out of the northwest. That'll be the direction of our thunderstorms later on today. Old Saybrook looking a little hazy out there. Certainly air quality not perfect. You can see that the hills are obscured from that haze, the smoke in New Haven, 81 degrees at the moment. A look at Windsor Locks, seeing some of those, just a few of those puffers out there, just a few clouds. And our high temperatures for today, 82 degrees. Again, that is, along with the dew points, the temperature's not that bad, dew points not that bad, but there is definitely a case to be made today to see that severe weather across Connecticut. 82 degrees for today, 79 degrees on Thursday, much drier for tomorrow. We'll see just a little bit of that haze, but essentially that is gone for tomorrow, and we'll be looking at our next substantial round of rain for the end of the weekend this Sunday.